Hi, ladies and dudes. This is Rebecca Lynn Barkley, aka Boobop 1970. This is my review for a day. And today's review, ladies and dudes, well, my friends, it's that time again for another top 5 list that nobody has never done before. And this top 5 list is going to be the most different one of all, and since I love doing so many top 10 or 5 lists that nobody had never done or never used before. I did this for a few years ago for right now. I think somewhere around 2011 or I think it was 2012 when I first done it, I guess. I just can't remember, but it's been a long time. But anyway, I decided to do another top 5 list for all of you. And it's going to be another movie list. And this is something I fell in love with for all these great films that I've seen so far. Sometimes I like overrated films, sometimes I like underrated films, sometimes I like good films that are really darn popular. But, one of the parts of the films I love the best is some films that involves near endings. Some near ending parts that I enjoyed the best. And this is something that nobody had never talked about is some parts that involves a good movie that's getting really, really close to the end of the film. So anyway, for my latest top 5 list I want to do for today is my top 5 best near endings from a good movie. And to tell you the truth is, ladies and dudes, I do fall in love with good near endings. I only know a few here and there, but it's way too hard to explain about this list because I don't have much words to say about this list of what the heck I could explain about something that came from a near end to a movie. But anyway, the near end of the movie is pretty darn enjoyable to watch. Before we can get on to the real ending for what kind of movies that we enjoyed, from animation to comedy to action to drama to romance, you name it. So anyway, without further ado, ladies and dudes, let's head on to my top 5 most favorite near endings from all the good movies that I enjoyed the best. And plus, I do have only one honorable mention, and it came from the first Taken movie. The part where Brian Mills has to head on to his last and final showdown to fight one of those evil sex trade business dudes, and he needs to take all of them down to the count before he could rescue his daughter Kim. So yeah, that'll be my honorable mention. So without further ado, ladies and dudes, let's head on to my top 5 most favorite near endings from all 5 good movies I enjoyed the best. So here we go. Number 5 goes to Taken 2. I will say that Taken 2 has one of the greatest near endings I will never forget in movie history, is where Brian Mills has to talk to that leader of the Propoya dude for the final time before he could use his hands to kill that guy off once and for all. I'll never forget when he says a really cool speech to that guy. That's so darn memorable. And another thing I love about the near ending was definitely the score. The score really did blow me away. I love both of these different scores. One that came from the movie and the other that came from the soundtrack. It was so darn mind-blowing. I'll never forget that near ending. So yeah, Taken 2 deserves to be at number 5. Coming at number 4 goes to The Incredibles, one of the Disney Pixar films. And to tell you the truth about The Incredibles, this part should have been the real ending of the movie. You know, where Mr. Incredible, his family, along with Frozone, they're gonna do the best they can to defeat that robot before the robot's going to destroy the city and all that stuff. And the only hope that they could destroy that robot is by that funny looking remote control that I forgot what the villain's name is, but yeah, Mr. Incredible wants to find a way to destroy that machine once and for all. And yeah, this is where it should have ended. That's one of the best movies I ever seen that should have been the real ending for the film. You know, the city gets saved thanks to our heroes, and I really love that part where the Incredibles were in that limo and they were talking to that nice old dude. And don't get me wrong, do you think that old guy reminds of Richard Nixon, one of our presidents of the United States? Yeah, it's kind of surprising, don't you think? So yeah, The Incredibles deserves to be at number 4. Number 3 goes to Tron Legacy. Another good thing I love about this movie is the near ending. It was the most epic near endings I have ever seen in my life, but also one of the bittersweet near endings. You know, the part where Sam and Kevin and Cora, they're going to do the best they can to get to that portal before Clue does. And it's a final showdown between those 4. But sadly, poor Sam and Cora have to leave Kevin behind in the grid while they're trying to escape. And it's one of the most best climactical things I'll never forget in movie history. And sadly, it's way too bittersweet. So yeah, Tron Legacy deserves to be at number 3. Okay, for number 2 goes to Pokemon the movie 2000. I freaking love this near ending. I haven't seen this movie for a while, but I need to find a way to rewatch this film. And maybe one of these days I will do a movie review of it. But another thing I love about this movie is the near ending. I fell in love with this near ending for Pokemon movie 2000. I think it had one of the best near endings ever for Pokemon movie history. And it's a part where that girl has to use this little seashell type of flute. She has to play Lugia's song to calm all the 3 birdies down and, you know, releasing that legacy of, you know, Ash being the chosen one and all that stuff. And to tell you the truth, ladies and dudes, about that near ending, I fell in love with that score. That score was definitely the most epic thing I have ever heard in my life. And that Lugia score is definitely one of my most favorite epic movie scores of all time, period. It was so darn mind-blowing. It really did blow me away. So you better check out Pokemon Movie 2000 to believe it and listen to that very awesome score. And that deserves to be at number 2. And finally, my most favorite near ending of all time from a good movie goes to The Grey. As we all know that the ending really did suck, because that ending had truly left us in a cliffhanger, because we have no idea what's going to happen to John and the wolf while they're hanging on to their battle. Since the ending really does suck, the near ending was so darn perfect. It was so darn right. And this is one of the most saddest moments I will never forget in movie history, where John is ready to give up and he has nowhere else to go and he has no idea what to do of how to get out of this mess. So he had no choice but to stop and bend down to his knees, and he decided to put all the wallets together as a cross, and he wants to look at everybody's pictures and start to remember them in their memories, I guess. It was so sad, so bittersweet, but at least John did the rightful thing of caring about those men who had fallen from the time of the harsh cold winter in the last few days or so. So yeah, I will say The Grey has one of the best near endings of all time, period, and it deserves to be at number 1. So there you go, ladies and dudes. That is my top 5 best near endings from all the movies that I enjoyed the best. I hope you enjoyed this list, and Like I said, once again, this will be my next hardest list I really want to do for the year 2014 before we can head on to 2015. But I did my very best anyway. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this list. And tell me, ladies and dudes, what is your most favorite near ending part of a film that you enjoyed the best? Something that's really epic, spectacular, something fun, something sad, you name it. Well, whichever they are, just leave a comment there and let me know. And join me next time on my next videos to come. I promise I will do Batman Forever, but I gotta find a way to get going on that one. And I promise I will do the animation tag for my best friend Animation Blitz. And join me on December. I will do 2 more movie reviews before I can wrap things up for season 3, as I do my next movie reviews of Polar Express and Night in Museum 3, Secret of the Tomb. So be prepared for my new videos to come. I will see you all later. Sayonara.